I'm so glad you're going to join me on this. We have a beautiful afternoon here, and what I'm going to do is I basically have given myself this afternoon and into this evening to put onto video the basic steps I follow when putting in a new garden. And one of the first steps is obviously, and it's one that's often skipped when people are doing it on their own, is to do a bit of a design. And before you can even do that, a step that's very often skipped is setting out your goals for your garden. So behind me here, I have this, what is primarily a vegetable and herb garden that I've put in this year. And that's kind of the basis for this Smiling Gardener Academy that you may have heard me talk about this year. So my goals for this have been to, basically make a food garden, especially a lot of herbs and greens. I really like to have a lot of, salads in the summer and a lot of medicinal herbs. So my main goal was food. I also wanted to, make sure I'm controlling pests organically and, controlling weeds. And I don't want to have to do a lot of weeding. I want to have a place that's really inspirational to me. It's just like a haven where I can go and relax. It's not going to be a whole lot of work, maybe some work up front, but in the long run I want to enjoy it. And a big goal for me is thinking about the environment, trying to improve this little ecosystem I have here, capturing rainwater, all that kind of good stuff. So in the Smiling Gardener Academy, which as I'm filming this series of videos here, I'm kind of getting ready to release, the Academy, put it out there. And as I learn a little bit more about exactly how it's going to work, I'll tell you more about it. But certainly I go into big time into setting goals in the Academy, which a lot of people want to skip, but if you just take an hour to set your goals, it's so worthwhile. It really helps the design process, and your goals may be totally different from mine, which is fine. And so we go into that. Now what I have here is, once you have your goals, you go through a series of steps to design your garden, and it can be as simple or as detailed as you want. I have something here. Now this is nothing beautiful at all, and it doesn't have to be beautiful because it's just for me. But this is just kind of what I came up with. This is what I did this year. This garden here, mostly food here. And what I'm going to show you today is just that little bump at the top where I'm going to extend my herb garden out a little bit. It's not big, but it's perfect for showing you a little addition on there, and it'll get some herbs in there that I don't have yet because there are a few that I want. So, even if you're just doing a simple design, you want to go out and do some measuring. For example, when I started this, I had this existing tree right here, and I wanted to know exactly where that was. So I would measure it from the house and measure it from over here and do a little bit of triangulation on graph paper, as you can see, to really figure out the correct dimensions of everything here. It really helps with the design process. And, you can see more detail there for some of the things I planted. So obviously in the Academy, we get way more into how to do this, but I just wanted to, the main thing I wanted to share with you today is think about what your goals are going to be. And you can kind of put it into your aesthetic goals, like how you want the garden to look, but also your use, like how you want to use the garden. And that might be food, but that can also be all kinds of different things. And you want to talk to everyone who lives in your house and see how everybody wants to use the space. And then you get into your ecological goals, which is kind of what can you do with like capturing water and, sequestering, like getting rid of toxins and all kinds of stuff that we go into in the Academy. So take a little bit of time to set some goals when you're designing, and then do some drawings. It's great if you could do it on graph paper and just start out with your basic site, and then maybe even make some photocopies and start playing. And in the Academy, I go through a whole bunch of stages of drawings, but here I just wanted to just tell you that it's a really good idea to do that, and that's going to help with budgeting and deciding how many plants to buy and where to start digging and all that kind of stuff. So so that's kind of one of the first steps, and then I get into looking at the soil, and that's what I'm going to do in the next video. And I kind of do those at around the same time because I need to learn about my soil before I do pretty much anything as well. So that's coming up next.